Hi, everybody. It's Nancy from East Bank, and we are going to do a step and upper body workout today that is going to be some amazing high-intensity intervals and some great upper body exercises. So make sure you've got some dumbbells nearby where you could do an overhead press, because that's going to be one of the exercises. So something you could do for a press and for a bicep curl, and we'll get going. You also obviously need a Stepmill. So find your Stepmill and hop on it. I want you to just start by warming up to a nice steady state. And steady state is 70 to 80% of your max heart rate, or a place where you could still carry on a conversation for a couple minutes. So we're going to stay here for about a minute or two, just so that you can warm up. You can kind of pay attention on the Stepmill to how many floors you're doing or what your level is. Sometimes on the Stepmill, you'll get an indicator of floors per minute, or you might just get a level. And either way, you're going to start continually bringing up that level as we go. Make sure you don't go too hard, too fast, but we are going to definitely do a few intervals. And we're going to start those intervals in about 30 seconds. So you should be at a level where you still feel pretty comfortable right now, but not so that you couldn't say a full sentence. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to ramp up. So if you need more time, you can always hit pause, warm up for a little bit longer, and then get ready. In about 15 seconds, we're going to start our first interval. So for the intervals, we want to make sure that we work to an intensity where maybe you can't talk for a full sentence. And it's that time. So go ahead and start to bring your speed, whether it's floors per minute or your level up. And I want you to get breathless. If you're working with a my zone, you want to be now definitely into that yellow zone. So for here, you're going to drive up 80 to 90% of your max heart rate, or someplace where you're not able to say a full sentence. This should start to feel hard. And if you need to, you can keep those hands on the bars. You don't have to walk without your hands. If you can kind of keep pumping those arms. You've got about 30 more seconds here in this place. I also want you to remember the level or the floors per minute that you have, because that's going to be where we return to. We're going to keep on pushing at this level. I know sometimes those knees don't want to lift up, but you got this. So keep driving that leg up, keep pressing, watch that heart rate come up. You've only got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, start to come back to your first level. So that's your steady state. Your heart rate's going to drop 70 to 80% of your max, or back to the green zone. So that should be pretty comfortable. Remember, it's not too comfortable. We really want to make sure now that you are getting some recovery. But remember, our goal here is to do some high intensity work. So we want to make sure that you can get back to the level that you had last time, but also that you don't take it too easy right now. There's only 25 more seconds of this recovery. So get yourself ready. In your mind, you're going to remember what level you were at for your interval set. Maybe your heart rate will get a little bit higher this time, and don't worry about it. If you end up in the red zone, that's cool too. You just want to get that same workload again. So we're going to bring the level up where you were working last time in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Now you're pumping again. Remember, if you feel unstable, put your hands back on the guards so that you feel like you can just move those legs. But if you're still feeling strong and you want to pump those arms, that is totally cool, right? That gives you the opportunity maybe to bring your heart rate up a little bit. Whenever I take my hands away, I always think it's so much harder, and I can watch my heart rate go up a little bit, a few percentage points, just by pumping my arms. So stay on it, maybe with 30 seconds. Maybe you can even go one more level right here. Remember, you want to try as hard as you can here, so you definitely should be breathless. You're still pushing, ready for 20 more seconds. So keep driving. If you feel unstable, put your hands on the guards. If not, keep pumping those arms. It's only 15 more seconds. You've got 10 more seconds to drive. You're still working that Stepmill. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, back to that recovery place. Now you're at 5 minutes already, so that's so good because you only have 2 more minutes of this interval. And then we've got to go to that upper body work. So by now you're thinking, okay, I've got to get back to that interval. Trust me, the second time around, it's not even going to be as easy as it feels now. So in about 35 seconds, we're going to go for that last minute on the Stepmill. And this time I want you to ask yourself if you can even add one more level. So think about it. You're going to roll up to your work level. Maybe you can even hit just 90% of that max heart rate. Try and hit that red zone for 15, 20 seconds. Really get out of breath. That'll be great. You'll get a little bit of recovery for those legs when we work your arms. So 10 seconds. 5 seconds till we get to the harder level. 3, 2, 1, go. You're back at that harder level. Again, at 30 seconds, I'm going to give you a reminder. Maybe you can push one more level. Maybe you can take those hands away. Just keep driving that knee up. You don't want to feel unstable on the Stepmill, but we definitely want to feel those legs burning, and you're definitely out of breath. We're almost at 30 seconds. So right now, do you think you can add one more level? If you can, go for it. Maybe 2 levels. I don't want to underestimate you today. So you've got 25 seconds to pump. Just keep driving those legs. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. At 7 minutes, I'm going to let you hit the stop button on your Stepmill. So don't do it yet. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, go ahead and hit that stop button. Right now, I want you to think for a second about how you did, how you felt, and look at the number of floors you climbed. That's going to be what you hit next time. So now that you know your floors, go ahead and hop off, and we're already on it. We've got some push-ups. I'm going to ask you to do the push-ups for a full minute. So on your knees, on your toes, doesn't matter, good form. Ready? Here are your push-ups. So when you think about it, I want you to get your chest as close to the ground as possible. Make sure you squeeze those elbows in a little bit. You want to engage that lat. I say sometimes like you're going to screw your hands into the ground. Feel like you drop down. You want to get that chest down, not your head down. And I know a minute's a really long time. So with that minute, if you need to drop down to your knees, just go for it. Keep pushing. I'd rather have you work with intent to try and get as many reps in this minute than have to go so slow or hold at the top, right? Our goal is to continue moving. You've got 15 more seconds of push-ups. Can you get 4 more push-ups in this 10 seconds? You can do it. Keep pushing. Drive that chest down and up. You want to be with only 2 push-ups to go. And take a break. Right now, your break is your row. So I want you to grab your heavy dumbbell. You're back in a push-up position, especially now you can be on your toes in a high plank and grab that dumbbell with one arm and start rowing. You want to pull as fast as you can without your hips shifting. Keep driving that dumbbell right to your hip. You've only got about 10 more seconds with this arm. So dumbbell goes right to that hip. Hip stays square to the ground. Keep driving that dumbbell back and go ahead and switch hands. So now you've got the same thing, other hand. Watch to see that that hip rotates. I don't want you to rotate that hip. So hip stays square to the ground. The arm that's supporting you is pushing into the ground as hard as you can. So 15 more seconds right here. Keep pulling that arm up. If you counted the number on your first arm, you want to hit the same number on your second arm, right? So that we're nice and symmetrical. We've got 3, 2, 1. Now you've got that dumbbell. You can sit or you can do a tall kneel. So you're on both knees, sitting up tall. And I want you to take that dumbbell and bring it behind your head. People will call this just a tricep extension, but we're really just doing a French press. So we're trying to get that dumbbell right back behind your head and pushing it overhead. Again, we're trying to go as fast as you can with good form. So core is tight, you're tall on your knees or you're sitting on a bench, and you're driving as many reps as you can. We've got 30 seconds here. So I'm going to ask you, with the last 25 seconds, can you give me 12 more reps? That's moving pretty fast. So keep driving up. You want to feel those triceps burning. I know you're stronger than this dumbbell. 10 more seconds here. After 10 seconds, I want you to make sure that you grab the second dumbbell. So in 3, 2, 1, grab your second dumbbell, and now you're pushing overhead. So with the overhead push, I'm not mad if you want to use your legs and do a push press to push those arms overhead. If you want to stabilize and use your core a little bit more just to do an overhead press, that's fine too. There's no waving through your torso, so no limbo in an overhead press. Make sure that you have locked your core in. If it helps to kind of tuck your pelvis under you, you can. So you tuck your tail, pull that core tight, and drive those arms overhead. With 30 seconds to go, I want you to see if you can get 15 reps in. So give me that push, push, push. Keep those arms driving overhead. That's it. You've got 15 seconds. So now maybe you've got 7 reps to go. I think you can do this. Keep pushing those arms overhead. Do a quick core check. Make sure that that core is tight. You're going to get a few more reps in here because you've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hey, bicep curls are right now. So again, there's no wave. We're not rocking with that torso. If you've got a hammer curl and your palms face each other, that's fine. If you'd like to turn your palms up and do a curl, that's great too. The good news is after this, you're going to be on the ground. So pump those biceps. If you need to alternate your arms, that's fine too. Try and keep your tempo up with good form. So our goal here is as many reps as possible without losing control. So core is tight. You look like you're strong moving those dumbbells rather than those dumbbells moving you. We've got only 25 more seconds. So the next exercise is a little bit of a break, unless you've got a really tight chest. But I want you to focus on those biceps right now. 15 more seconds. 10 more seconds. Can you give me maybe 4 more curls right now? Drive them up. Maybe it's a hammer curl. Maybe you alternate a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Now, dumbbells down. You're flat in a prone position, so belly down on the ground. Keep your forehead down and bring your arms overhead so your arms make a Y. If you take your thumbs up like you're giving me a thumbs up, I want you to lift your hands and your thumbs up to the ceiling and back down. These you can slow down a little bit. This is great for posture. We're working on retracting those shoulder blades. As you're doing the Y, your shoulder blades are going to depress a little bit too. So this is great for opening up your chest, great for good posture. And we've got 30 more seconds. But on this 30 seconds, really think about getting those arms up. You don't want to move your head. You want to make sure that your chest is into the ground. You're squeezing your butt and your core. 15 more seconds here. 10 more seconds. Control it. Maybe you're only getting in 10 seconds 2 more reps in, but those arms are reaching strong, coming down, reaching strong, coming down. I saved the best for last, which is right now, and those are diamond push-ups. So if you take your forefinger and your thumb together so your hands make a diamond, yep, you're pushing up from here. So for many people, this is just going to be really hard to do from your toes. I don't do these from my toes. I do them from my knees or sometimes just from a table position. So do what you can. Drop down. You're automatically going to feel your triceps a little bit more, as if your triceps didn't hurt from doing that French press and the push-ups already. But I have faith in you that you can get these arms. Remember, this is the muscle mountain for our upper body. Your lower body's coming again in about 20 seconds. So keep on pressing through. See if you can get your chest close to those hands. Remember, that forefinger and that thumb are together. This is such a tough one, but dig in. Maybe right now you're only moving halfway down and keeping your core, but we've only got 3 seconds, 2, 1, done. You are back on your Stepmill. So get right back on there. Now you remember how many floors you did last time. So guess what? We've got to meet or beat that number. So right now, I'm going to get you up to that steady state. So you remember how many floors or what level that was. Go ahead and get there. We are going to start our first interval in about 40 seconds. So less of a warm-up for you right now because I think you're probably pretty warmed up. And I would say that those arms were pretty ready to get back on that Stepmill. So let's make those legs pretty ready to get back to our upper body work. Here, if your arms are just so fried, go ahead and hang on to the guards, hang on to the bars at your side. And if not, just pump those arms. It'll help get some blood flow back to them, and that is really going to be helpful. In 5 seconds, we're going to your work level. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bring that level up. Now, 80 to 90% of your max heart rate, so you're in the yellow zone. If you're not there right now, remember there's a little bit of a delay. You can keep pushing into that yellow zone. And since you've been working hard, maybe you're going to get into that red zone a little bit, and that's okay. Keep the workload the same, and let's see what happens with that heart rate. We don't need to defer to the heart rate if the workload drops down. So don't be scared if you get into that red zone. That's okay. You're breathing heavy. You've got 30 more seconds at this level. So keep at it. Watch that heart rate come up. You're burning a ton of calories doing this because we've had no rest. So that's exciting. Keep pumping. You're already going to be 2 minutes in, so you just have 5 minutes to go on this Stepmill. Last 10 seconds till you get a break, so don't hit that level back yet. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop the level down. We're only back to your warm-up level, right? You never want to go under that if you can. So bring it down, catch your breath. If it helps you to scale back, now to hang on, and maybe when you're in your work interval, you use your arms to pump, that's great. You just want to keep those legs moving. So 40 seconds here. I'm going to challenge you now. So remember, maybe you felt fine on that last one. So if you did, see if you can take that level up by 1. I'll let you bring it back down. Keep it steady at 30 seconds, or maybe you even go up a level. Maybe you underestimated yourself because we've got to meet or beat our floors. You've got to get more floors this time than the last time. So in 10 seconds, we're going to challenge it. Think if you can add one more level, but in 3, 2, 1, there's your bigger level. So hit the levels and start moving faster. I like to think on the Stepmill, it's about me lifting that knee up, but also make sure as you are starting to get fatigued that you stay upright, right? No leaning over at the hip. You want to be driving that knee up and then let the Stepmill take it down. Drive that knee up, let the Stepmill take it down. Quick check to make sure that your chest is up. You're not leaning on the bars. You can use them for stability, but we don't want to be hanging on that bar. It's your 30-second mark. Can you go up one more level? Or the level that you added already is just enough to sustain? That's fine too. If you can do it, you've got 20 more seconds left, and then you're going to go back to your steady level. 15. Keep standing up tall and driving that knee up. Just 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Back to your steady state level. This is the time when it's a good chance to check your posture. You want your shoulder over your hips. This isn't like we're climbing a hill. That's completely different because we've got a little lean with our torso that maybe matches the slope of the hill. Here, when you're going upstairs, you want to stay upright. And that's how we're going to get our legs and our hips to work, right? So as that knee comes up, it's the work of your body pushing itself up. So you're working straight north rather than a little east and west as well. So think about standing up tall. You've only got about 2.5 more minutes on this Stepmill, and then we're going to go back to those arms. So hopefully by now those arms have recovered a little bit. If you're holding on to the rails or the guards with a death grip, we want to make sure that you let them go a little bit because you're going to need the chance to come back and use those arms again. So 3, 2, 1, back up to it. Back up to the level where you're going to be at 80 to 90% of your max heart rate. You should know by now if you're getting close to meeting or beating your floors from the last time. So if you have the opportunity to crush it, you're going to crush it, right? This time I'm going to ask you every 20 seconds if you can add a level. First 20 seconds, can you add a level? If you're just hanging on, that's okay. If you can, give it a try. If in 10 seconds you don't like it, you can always bring that level back down. But if you think you can hang on with me, hang on. I'm going to ask you again in 5 seconds if you can go one more level. Ready? Can you do it? See if you can add one level. I know you're stepping a little bit faster. Stay upright. Keep on it. Keep on it. You've got just 10 seconds at this level. Hang in there. We're almost there. You've got 5 seconds. Up tall, breathing, 2, 1, back to your recovery. But your recovery is only 30 seconds because we want to make sure that we beat our floors from last time. So you've got 20 seconds to recover. Then for 30 seconds, I want you to put it on the highest level that you've seen today. So big breath. And you've got 5 seconds. So the highest level you've got today, 3, 2, 1, go. It's only 30 seconds. Up tall, no death grip. You're breathing. Drive that knee up. Drive that knee up as fast as you can to hit those steps. Only 20 seconds. You got this now. It's only 15 seconds. You can do a lot for 15 seconds, right? If you were thinking about turning that level down, it's only 10 seconds, so don't do it. Stay on it. We've only got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and hit that stop button. You beat that last set, didn't you? See, when you think it was as hard as you thought, it wasn't. So get back to it. Right away, you're on those push-ups. Knees or toes, go. Remember, I want some intention and speed here. So rather than doing them from your toes if you're starting to get tired, I'd rather have an even tempo with the push-ups. We want to make sure that we keep using your heart as well. This is our opportunity to use our strength training as our cardio. Such a great way to burn calories, and this makes it a really metabolic workout. So we make sure that you're using your strength training without a lot of rest to keep that heart rate up and to get some fatigue. So by now, you're probably getting a little fatigued. You've got 20 seconds. Keep dropping that chest down. If you need to drop to your knees, do it. If you need to make more of a tabletop so your butt sticks up, that's fine. But keep getting those arms to bend, chest down and up. In 5 seconds, you're going to grab your dumbbell for the Renegade row. 2, 1, okay. So you're pushing, you're on your toes now. So one arm pushes, pull that dumbbell right to your hip. Right to your hip and back down. Try not to let your hips rotate at all. So you're going to need your core strength right now. Pull your belly button in, push away with the arm that's supporting you, and drive that elbow to the ceiling. If you think about it, it's that dumbbell just coming straight to your hips. 5 more seconds on this arm. 3, 2, 1, switch arms. So same thing. Hips square up. The arm that's supporting you pushes the ground away. Pull that dumbbell right to your hip. Keep pulling right to your hip. You can drop it all the way down. I know you want to rotate, so do your best to keep those hips square to the ground. If you have a cup of coffee on your back, you don't want to let it spill. Whatever motivates you, glass of water, glass of wine, don't let that spill. We've only got 3, 2, 1. Take a break. You're going to find a seated position or in a tall kneel. Take that dumbbell. You're going to grab it. It's overhead with both arms. We have one dumbbell. Drop it behind your head and back. So you're doing that tricep work or a French press. So here, I like to think you're stronger on the eccentric load. So if you're getting tired, Really work that drop back down and then try and explode up overhead. So as you're dropping behind your head, explore that and then push up fast. So as you're getting tired, remember you're going to be stronger on the eccentric part of the contraction than the concentric part. So work the lengthening, push the shortening as much as you can. You've only got 20 seconds here. Keep dropping those elbows, let that dumbbell come back and then push it back overhead. Stay strong. 10 seconds. Can you give me 4 more? 1, push 2, push 3, push 4, and grab your second dumbbell because now you're doing a push press or an overhead press. You're using those legs if you need to get your arms overhead and drop them back to your shoulders. So you can keep your elbows in front of you. You can let that elbow work out to the side. The path your arm takes overhead is fine as long as your core is tight, you're standing, you want to tuck that pelvis under, use your legs as much as you need to, drive those arms overhead. Sometimes I like to think this is putting your stuff in an overhead bin, right? So you're going to push up in the overhead bin, bring it back down to your shoulders, push it up. You've got just 20 more seconds. So it's not terrible. Use your legs for this last 20 seconds if you needed it. No big deal, because we want to keep those arms pushing. Use your breath to press. So you exhale as you drive, big every time you get those arms overhead. And you've only got 5 seconds to a bicep curl. 3, 2, 1. Hey, biceps. So again, it can be a hammer curl. It can be with your palms up. You can go palms up on the way up, palms down on the way down. You can alternate. I just want them moving. Work on your core right now too. So the one thing that we can do when we're doing biceps is make sure that core is really activated. So those dumbbells and that bicep curl does not move you. You are in the ground. Stay strong. Keep pumping those arms. You've got 30 more seconds. Your arms will get a break because those floor Ys come after this. So keep pulling up. Get that bicep to work. Make sure you extend fully too. I see a lot of cheating where you kind of just do that top part, but we want to make sure that that bicep gets the full load. So work it at every range. Remember, it's the hardest from the bottom to the middle of the curl. So that's really the one you want to work. You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, dumbbells down on the ground. You're on your belly. Keep your forehead down. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abs. Arms overhead like you're making a big Y, and then take your thumbs up to the ceiling, thumbs up, and drop them down. This is a good opportunity just to explore that posture in your core. So they can be a little bit slower now. So maybe you do that Y, hold it, and then relax. Bring it up, hold it, and relax. Think about extending that arm and reaching up overhead as much as you can. So the longer you make the limb, the more you're going to move from that shoulder blade, which is good. This is a good posture exercise. If you maybe let your glutes go and you're feeling it in your back, squeeze those glutes as hard as you can, squeeze your butt, pull your abs in, get that core. 10 more seconds here. This is a good opportunity to get a good stretch before you go to these diamond push-ups. 3, 2, 1, diamond push-ups. I'm a little sorry. I'm not really sorry about the diamond push-ups, but these are awful, I know. But you're going to just do your best. Forefinger, thumb together, drop down. By now, I probably would be really in a tabletop with my butt sticking up in the air, just trying to get my chest down and up. But do your best, right? Keep moving. This is the goal. Your triceps should be really tired. I'd be happy if you woke up tomorrow and said, oh, my triceps were sore. That'd be amazing, right? And you'd like it too, because who doesn't like some sore triceps? So keep at it. I'm going to ask you to speed up your tempo, but keep control. If you can, ready, speed up that tempo for the last 20 seconds. This is the last 20 seconds of the workout. Woo. So we got this 15 seconds. Can you drop down and push? Drop down and push. If you can think about it, squeeze your elbows to your side a little bit more and dig in. See if we can get a couple reps here. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. You are done. You just crushed Muscle Mountain. Make sure you get some stretches for your upper body. Stretch out those triceps. They're going to need it. Open up if you need to do a corner stretch for your chest. That would be great. And cool down either maybe on the Stepmill at a really easy level, or just by walking around so you bring your heart rate down a little bit. And thanks for joining me for Muscle Mountain. Great job.